Okay, this is now, we're going to do Chapter 7 from the book Best Christian Art by Peter Rogers. That's me. Okay, so the first painting here is Agony in the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus prays, and he's met with the angels, and the apostles are sleeping, and you can see the group is coming along after him. So it's a nice painting. Mantegna's good, for the 1400s, 1460 is when he painted it. And if you want the Bible reference, it's right here, Gospel according to Mark. Okay, this next painting is, again, Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. This one, the angel symbolized by the light. This painting is by Heinrich Hoffman from 1890. So he came to earth and was human. Here's another one of the same theme, Christ in the Garden of Gethsemane, which is at the foot of Mount Olive. And this one is by Phillipe de Champaigne. And this, to me, I just really like these French artists, from the 1600s, 1700s, early 1800s. I thought they were great. The light is just really good, the way they do it. And of course, the blue for heaven, the red for charity, love. Okay. Disciples sleeping, the guys coming to get them, the Pharisees. Okay, next painting here is, again, Jesus in the Gethsemane garden at the foot of Mount Olive the night before his death. This one is by Mariano de la Roca y Delgado in the mid-1800s. And here he's getting the nails for the cross, the crown he's going to have to wear, the cross, all symbolic. And I mean, this is how you learn the Bible. It's the best way is just by the stories. And then you go back and read it. It's so much easier to read the Bible after you've seen the paintings. You know what else is really good if you want to read the Bible is to watch movies. If you watch movies of the stories, then you go back and read it. It's so much easier. Okay, here's the Taking of Christ, painting by Caravaggio from 1602. And again, Caravaggio is a magnificent artist. Betrayed by a kiss. How terrible. Okay, and then here is, St. Peter wimping out. The denial of Christ. He denied Christ 3 times before the rooster crowed. This one's also by Caravaggio. So he's human, but I'll give St. Peter credit. He hung in there when the Romans were, abusing the Christians, and then he turned around when he had his Quo Vadis moment and saw Christ when he was on the way out of Rome, turned back, went right back to Rome. Okay, Christ before the high priest Caiaphas in 1617, painting by Gerhard von Honthorst, the evil petty authority of Caiaphas. And we see more of that nowadays too. Usually evil rulers are very petty and harass people over minor things. So pretty big mistake there. Oh, the song. Oh, I like this song here. It's an Irish song, but Only Our Rivers Run Free by the Wolf Tones. It's great. Okay, here's a painting of James Tissot. James Tissot painted, numerous paintings from the life of Christ. And here's the one where Jesus is before Pontius Pilate. He's tied, and Pontius Pilate tells him, "Don't you realize I can send you to be crucified, or I can free you? Speak, tell me." So Pontius Pilate, to some extent, wanted to give him a chance, but he was also kind of a wimp. He sent them to, Herod Jr. initially, and he kept on trying to perseverate, and then he gave the audience a chance to decide between Christ and Barabbas. Okay, here's a painting by Mihaly Munkcacsy, 1881. This is Christ before Pilate again. There's the Pharisee standing there. Captures the moment pretty well. And I think this is a great painting here. This one is by Antonio Ciseri from 1871. Behold the man, ecce homo, okay? And Christ is now before the throngs, the multitude, and they're going to give the crowd a choice. Do you want to free Christ, or do you want to free Barabbas? And I hate to say it, but it's so prophetic of the way the modern world is. The crowd almost always condemns the good guy and saves the bad guy. So again, here's another Ecce Homo, Behold the Man by Mihaly Munkcacsy. This one from 1900, Christ before the crowd, before the multitude. This is before they bring out Barabbas. Okay, and then, influencers had gone around telling the crowd to go against Jesus Christu before the whole thing happened. And, all you got to do is look at modern events, and you see how the crowd is totally stirred up against good things. And it's kind of sad that crowds can be stirred up to do all kinds of bad things and to not get it. All right, now here is a a good painting of it. And this is where the crowd has a chance to decide. They say, do they want to free Christ or free Barabbas? And the crowd yells, crucify him, free Barabbas. So they saved Barabbas, who had a lot of historical bad behavior, and they killed Christ. They killed God. Okay, not very nice. Okay. And then here's Pontius Pilate, and Pontius Pilate washed his hands of the matter, to sort of free himself of his own guilt in the matter. And we're now doing the Passion of Christ, chapter 7 of the book, Best Christian Art. We're going to end that for today, so we'll call that chapter 7a, and then we'll continue the next time with more paintings from this series. Hope that was interesting.